He's got a great left hook. Period. End of paragraph.
There's a left hand. 7 pounds. Big right hand.
Now, but he was really rocking the left hook.
There's an uppercut. He lost in the Olympic trials. A big right hand.
People can just judge me on what they see, you know, what I've done.
October 7th, 1995, Atlantic City, the Convention Center, 2 power-punching heavyweights, one road back to the throne. Lennox Lewis walked to the ring a fallen king, 30 years old, 27-1, 1 year removed from being knocked out cold by Oliver McCall in front of his own countrymen in London. Tonight wasn't about defending a title. It was about proving he still deserved to hold one. But standing across from him was a man who had lived a movie script most fighters only dreamed of. Tommy Morrison, 26 years old, 227 pounds, Jay, Oklahoma, the grand-nephew of John Wayne. 45 wins, 39 knockouts. He had stopped Pinkland Thomas. He had outboxed George Foreman for 12 rounds. He had walked through Razor Ruddock. And his left hook, the punch commentators called the hardest in the heavyweight division, had put down every man who ever tried to stand in front of it. But Tommy Morrison wasn't just another heavyweight. He had stood across from Sylvester Stallone in Rocky V, playing Tommy Gunn, the brawler who dethroned Rocky Balboa on the silver screen. And when Hollywood released him back into the real world, he lived the part, the clubs, the drinking, the fall. 4 years earlier, in this very building, Ray Mercer had knocked him unconscious against the ropes. 2 years after that, Michael Bent finished the job in 1 round. And with it went an $8 million payday to fight this very man. He hit bottom in an empty apartment, crying alone. Then he moved back to Oklahoma, bought a ranch, and rebuilt himself from the studs up. Now the real Rocky Balboa was about to find out if Hollywood endings still existed in the ring.
Call fight, how to ease his way into a bout. Big punch from the outset. Tommy Morrison.
From the opening bell, the fallen king came out reborn, jabbing like a man who had learned how to fight again.
Some of those in and out tactics.
I think Morrison made a very good statement, because with Lennox using this jab like he is, it's going to be very difficult for the weight that Lennox has added. Looks good. He is not too big. He's gained weight in all the right places. It must be mostly in his legs, because I cannot tell from his upper body. His upper body looks good.
So far, Morrison not able to open up and throw much yet, as Lewis is keeping him at bay with the jab. As formidable a picture as there is in the heavyweight division.
Yes, he's a very intimidating pitcher just looking at him.
In this fight already, guys, is that Lewis's jab is much more authoritative than we're used to seeing it. He's usually behind it now.
Yes, but he can't get lackadaisical with it and slow it.
But the real Rocky Balboa had come to write his own ending.
Hard right hand by Tommy Morrison as he... Lewis is old and most think bad habit.
This is a bad habit is because the best time to hit a guy, like I said, is when his...
Against Lennox Lewis's jab, but Lewis's jab has dominated the action so far. Morrison through again.
If I were in Lewis's corner, I would be telling him to throw some. That would move Tommy Morrison's hand, and that would create...
Every time with the right hand, but Morrison is very aware of Lewis's right and
small swelling under his right eye from that jab already.
Another right hand miss as the round comes.
Does have, and secondly, it's that jab he's trying to force. Wait for an opening, as he has often done in the past.
There he was, hand over the top, but he threw 52 snapping jabs in round number 1, and that kind of activity can only Manuel Steward's reworking of Lennox Lewis's fighting style.
That's the right hand that way, later in the fight, if he starts to tire, Morrison will tire too from these body shots.
One thing we've noticed in Lewis's past fights, he seems to forget constantly.
To be forgetting that same thing right now, though. He should be working Lewis's body as well. Fighter here, for him to have an advantage, he should throw more body shots that can bring Lewis's hands down.
Morrison almost sneaked the left hook past Lewis's right hand. It was partially blocked. Lennox's left hand keeps coming out.
Lewis is looking down over Tommy's left hand. If he throws a jab and leaves it out a second too.
Then came the punch he never saw.
What I like about Tommy is that in between the first and second round in the corner, Tommy was breathing, long stride, and that's a good body shot.
Good body shot by...
The Duke got up.
To us, so we couldn't tell, but if it was a very short left hook.
Fascinating exchange because Morrison's up hook.
Right between his combinations, his big punches, which...
That's what happens to Morrison. Lewis just misses with the right hand, and now there's blood at Tommy Morrison's right eye. So the little left hook from Lennox Lewis that put Morrison down has apparently won. Both fighters more aggressive now.
Morrison needs to move his head more. He makes himself a still target for Lewis. Lewis looking down can hit him still looking up.
Both fighters need more head movement. Down in the round for Lewis.
Left hook that we thought was delivered inside. If it is, it's one of the most impressive punches we've ever seen Lewis land, although it just landed high on the head. But he wasn't even throwing those kinds of punches on most occasions. That right hand up around his head like a gate, trying to block Morrison's way in with it.
There's by Lennox Lewis, and as he goes right after the
way he's throwing the hook is almost as though he's been watching some Roy Jones tapes or something.
Landed a straight right after the opening exchange, but out at the end of his jabs for the time being.
Lewis must be careful when he throw the wide.
The knockdown, of course, marked the 11th time in the decade of the 90s that Tommy Morrison's been down.
And if Morrison keeps standing out there and letting Lennox dictate the pace, you can count for a 12th knockdown because he will go down again. Crazy to stand out there on the end of a tall man's punches. He has more leverage out there. It's harder for you to hit him from out there, and you're in his punching reach, and he is not in yours.
So how is Tommy going to...
Decent punches so he can slip them and get inside. Once he gets inside, he has to stay inside. That right to be.
So far, he has not been able to slip Lewis's jab, get inside.
Well, there he's inside. He can block the jab with three-punch combinations because Lennox is doing something smart. He's punching between Morrison's punches, which is what I told you would be a problem for him.
Not full power.
If I were Morrison, I would be content with that right there, getting one body shot at a time, hoping to tire Lennox in the later round.
Later we'll tell you exactly what's going on there. New Jersey State Larry Hazard looking to nationalize officiating in the sport. He says bringing in Nevada is one step in that direction.
I can tell you one more thing that I can see. Morrison is getting a little closer to Lennox. This means that Lennox
landed a big but grazing right in that exchange.
Watch the heads in there, both of you off that neck. Lewis, come on.
Third round coming to a close. Relatively cautious round for Lewis.
Round after round, he did what Tommy Gunn would have done. Walked forward into the storm.
I wouldn't try to walk him down. I would sit there and box him just like Lennox is doing, balance with the jab, and just peck him until you set up a big shot.
Successful as Lewis has been up to this point, why would you change it? Why wouldn't you just...
It's almost like backing a cat into the corner if you put your hands up and walk him down right now.
There's a right hand by Morrison. He's got, but he's starting to connect more and more frequently with those right hands as he steps inside. Body shot landed, blocked by Morrison. Stands to reason that if Lewis listens to Stewart and elects to walk on in, he's going to give Morrison more.
I just said it's almost going to be like backing a cat and trying to fight. If you force Morrison to fight, you're going to get punches because he throws powerful, sharp punches.
Tommy taking punishment off the jab. Looks like Morrison was correct when he said there was no way he could outbox Lennox Lewis.
Yes, and I said that at the top because if Lennox uses this jab like he's doing...
Mills Lane gets him at the distance again, and Lewis landed a right hand. Kind of ring awareness Lewis has not always shown in his career. Real knowledge, and you've really got something, but that's always been the case.
Jab is starting to look like it's falling slightly. If it falls, he'll have to be very careful after it comes back. If it falls, he'll have to be very careful of that right hand right there.
And that's what Tommy just tried to do, countering over the jab with the right hand. Was landing more punches. Morrison maybe landing the harder shots, although there was another hard left hook by Lennox Lewis. He's never been noted as a left hooker. It's been his most effective blow tonight. Blood from the right eye of Morrison again after that left hook by Lewis. Morrison stepping in with the right. And lands a chop. Morrison seems to tire automatically at the end of 4 rounds.
Emmanuel Stewart called him a gang leader that night. Round 5, Lewis fought like one.
Way down in this stanza. It happened again earlier this summer.
Very tired. The only thing is that Morrison is starting to swell, or his eyes are starting to swell, and this should start affecting his vision soon. So if he's going to make a move.
Harold Letterman, how do you have it scored so far?
Jim, 4 rounds to nothing, 40-35, Lennox Lewis. I gave Lennox all 4 round things. Tommy's not getting through, and I think forgets his killer Morrison with all that Vaseline. It's going in his eye, can't see the punches coming.
And right now, Lennox simply jabs and then drops the right hand over. He's been very effective in the first minute of this round.
2 things I see.
Is trying to fight Lewis the way he fought George Foreman, staying in his range and then trying to fight and get inside and
that much further out of your own range.
Morrison landed a left hook after Lewis's right hand, so both miss and appears to be losing his vision as time goes on.
Yes, but look at the facial, I give up facial expression. Lennox has an I'm about to take over now expression on his face. These things are to want to get him out.
Under a minute in round number 4. Or check it, round number 4. As has been the pattern throughout his career, Morrison has been largely dumped by Lewis. All those punches were blocked by Lennox Lewis's arms. And there's a monumental uppercut. He's looking pretty bad.
This fight is basically over. Like I told you before, Morrison has the I give up look on him. Lennox knows it. Lennox is just going to keep coming. Lennox has nation that Morrison throws, and they're insane. So he cannot hit Lennox.
Round 5 ends.
throwing a lot of long right hands, Lewis, in this fight, as we've often seen him. But it's that short one that Tommy Morrison didn't see that put him down.
Like I said, Lennox has done his homework on Morrison. He's using some of Morrison's own combinations on him. That's Morrison's favorite.
His corner asked the doctor to stop it. Morrison begged for one more round.
The doctor wasn't even thinking of it at that point.
Yes, but he can sense the urgency on Morrison. He wants to go out and see can he land a big shot now.
Oh, that's a terrific right-hand shot.
Morrison just wants a chance to try for one more knockout. Then I think he knows that he's basically...
He'll make a statement here anytime.
In pleading his own case, you might have heard Morrison say to the doctor, I've still got my left hook. Don't stop this thing too fast. I'm dangerous. But the left hook has not been a factor so far. Down goes Morrison again, and that'll do it.
A terrific performance.
Mills Lane had seen enough.
Defensively, he kept that right hand up.
The real Rocky Balboa didn't get his Hollywood ending, and the fallen king had just started his walk back to the throne. If you enjoyed this one, watch what happened when Lennox Lewis fought the most dangerous man in history. Thanks for watching.